Under the vine arbor there took place a ceremony to lead Sennefer and his spouse to immortality. Sennefer was depicted wearing a panther skin, the dress of a priest. Among the craftsmen, Sennacherib, the server of truth. At Deir el-Medine, his little cave depicts him in the fields of Iyalu, paradise. In order to deserve to live there, Sennacherib and his wife push the plow, reap the flax and the corn. The deceased is embalmed by Anubis, the god with the jackal's head, the master of the dead. Another great dignitary, Ramesses, the vizier, governor of the city under Amenephis IV, the future Akhenaton. Ramesses had depicted the faces of his relations, not in painting, but carved in slight relief in limestone. A hymn to the open eye. Much more ancient yet, the site of Abydos, where every mortal went in pilgrimage. As an object of worship, Osiris replaced the original gods. It is said that Osiris was killed by his brother Seth, and that here he experienced resurrection. In this esoteric place, the great pharaohs Seti I and Ramses II erected their temples. However, it was in Thebes that Seti I had his tomb dug, the most imposing one in the whole Valley of Kings, carved 400 feet into the mountain, but with a ceiling in the image of a sky. Seti I, the champion, the conqueror of the Hittites, who brought back prisoners from the Valley of the Orontes. Wearing a nemes on his head, his brow adorned with the uraeus, the sacred asp of protection, the pharaoh gives up his final destiny into the hands of the falcon-headed Horus. Right at the back of the king's tombs, there are sarcophaguses, like the tomb of Horemheb, the general who became a pharaoh, and sometimes mummies of unknown origins whom the Egyptologists have not been able to identify. In 1922, Howard Carter, the archaeologist, and Lord Carnarvon were luckier when, against all expectations, they discovered the treasures of Tutankhamun. A small tomb, almost intact, brimming over with objects of worship and funerary furnishings, including 2 statues made of black wood depicting the king himself. Effigies of goddesses of protection keeping watch over the canopic shrine, while in the triple sarcophagus, made of gold and semi-precious stones, lies the mask of the young pharaoh. However, a large number of other remarkable sculptures have been discovered in quartz, shale, or limestone, in the lineage of the great conquerors, Thutmosis III. Amenephis III, Akhenaton's father. Akhenaton, the non-violent instigator of a new religion devoted to Aton. A roll of papyrus on his knees, the architect Amenhotep in the paws of a scribe. The scribe was considered to be the eye, the ear, and the mouth of the king. Dating back to the Middle Empire, wooden statuettes of Egyptian and Nubian soldiers, as well as the statue of King Awibre. And more ancient yet, this effigy of falcon horse, made of gold and obsidian. A few miles from the Nile, the Libyan desert, the frontiers of the Sahara. A world of minerals, ripped peaks, salt outgrowths, the White Desert. Oases punctuate this sterile expanse: Siwa, Dakhla, Karga. A country fertile 5,000 years ago. The caravans from North Africa would stop there on their way to Mecca. These mud-walled villages have survived thanks to subterranean water, running deep but strong. The whole region could become a new valley after major development. Architecture, crafts. The traditions from nearby Libya persist. In certain families from the north of the valley, Siwi, a dialect of Berber origin, is still spoken. Egypt has an area of 470,000 square miles, but only 5% is habitable land. In the Red Sea deserts, 40,000 Bedouins still survive. It is expected that by the year 2000, there will be 2 million Egyptians in Sinai, in the wake of an ambitious irrigation project, a network of underground channels. Egypt, which has witnessed the construction of the pyramids, the Suez Canal, Lake Nasser and the dam, no longer knows where reality ends and dreaming begins. Oil sprang forth. The Aswan Dam flooded the formerly barren land and with a 10 million kilowatt-hour capacity brought electricity to half the country. On the Mediterranean seaboard, Alexandria deploys its 12 miles of rooftops along a pebbly beach. Egypt's second largest city, 3 million inhabitants, and a glorious past. But what remains of Alexandria's heritage? Under a Muslim fortress are buried the stones of the ancient lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of the world. The library, the palaces were burnt. There remains the villa of King Farouk. Alexandria was a cosmopolitan town. Thousands of foreigners came together here. Greeks, Italians, English, Turks, or Syrians. Today, nearly all of them have left. Over a 25-year period, the population has doubled, but the grandiose schemes of Viceroy Muhammad Ali have faded into oblivion.